Hello, I'm Aaliyah McEnany, and my speech is going to be on Arkansas prison systems. According to Arkansas law, a man can legally beat his wife, but no more than once a month. And you could actually go to jail for pronouncing Arkansas incorrectly. These laws are absurd and were never done away with. Nevertheless, Arkansas still allows guards in the state prison system to use cruel and unusual punishment. It doesn't matter what year it is, if it's 1920 or 2015. Arkansas Department of Corrections and the Code of Conduct it sets forth for its employees to enforce on inmates is insanely unnecessary. For instance, women fought for equal rights when the prison was owned by Wackenhut in the 1990s. They won their equal rights, but lost some dignity along the way. However, prison isn't biased when it comes to guards thinking of inmates as a number rather than as a person who just got caught making a few mistakes. Nonetheless, there are times when ADC's finest is completely out of line. Not until 1997, female inmates in Arkansas finally were offered the same opportunities as men. Females fought to be given the same chance to prove that their lives and be able to rise above whatever situation it was that landed them in the prison system. Prior to 1997, Wackenhut, the female prison, allowed females to wear their hair as they pleased, wear jeans and t-shirts and free-will clothes, as well as have boxes sent in of hygiene products from their families. Although there was no kind of education offered to women in prison, it was totally different story for men. They were able to educate themselves with VOTEC classes, such as welding, auto mechanic, and horticulture. Presently, women incarcerated in Arkansas have the choice to take the VOTEC classes as well, such as cosmetology. There also is a program offered to the women now called PI. It is for the lifers, and it gives them incentive to do well so that they can make money and not be a burden on their families. Wackenhut decided to lash back and decided to say, if you want to be equal to men, then we're going to make you equal. The employees were then directed to cut every female's hair off short like a man's. Wackenhut didn't stop at cutting the hair. For instance, they made females send home all of their clothes at the inmate's expense and then made them wear white uniforms, same as men. Never mind the fact that women have a menstrual cycle that comes around once a month, and this causes females embarrassment at some point. Unfortunately, it all seems as if ADC has gone out of their way to kick a person when they're down. Contrary to what you see on TV, not all inmates are horrible monsters. Most are good people who've just got caught making some bad choices. Unfortunately, not all guards take in consideration this is the inmate's home for the moment, and things we do out here as acts of kindness every day, inmates are reprimanded and punished for. For example, when one inmate gives another inmate food, this is called trafficking and trading. This charge alone could land an inmate up to another 120 days locked up behind bars. Unjustifiably, laws in the state are harsher on drug offenders than on sex offenders, and some violent offenders as well. Did you know that there are times when a single possession charge could cost you 10 to 20 years of your life and thousands of dollars in fine, fees, and lawyers? Like in the case, suppose your grandson left his medication over at your house, and he called from school and asked you to run it to him. So he didn't miss a dose. You were in a hurry and you got pulled over for speeding. The cop notices that the pill bottle isn't in your name and it's in someone else's, and he just doesn't believe your story. There, you're left holding the bottle. And here's another statistic for you. Did you know the average sex offender does less than 2 years in prison in Arkansas? All in all, no matter what gender, jailbirds in the state home to Dogpatch USA have been mistreated in some fashion or another, lending a helping hand. The natural state goes above and beyond the call of duty to project a negative mentality into inmates because of the theory, if you don't follow the smaller rules, then how are you going to follow the big ones? Conclusively, Arkansas's reckless disarray of statutes taught to us as a society to abide possesses outdated degrees and needs some serious TLC.